Hello, guys, and welcome.
Awesome. This is so loud.
It is not. Remember last week, episode 450, guys, podcast number 314. Did you hear that? Episode 450. 450 here, ladies and gentlemen, of Behind the Bunker. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is our weekly paintball show / podcast. It can be heard on the RTF Sports Network. It can be heard on Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere you get your better podcast from, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Todd Ansich, and with me I have Gavin Sharma.
That's right, back from the land of fried chicken and ribs. So happy to be here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this show, again, is not for free, so make sure you hit like and share, or if you do us a favor, start a watch party. Let everybody know what's going on right now on Behind the Bunker.
Chitlins and hoo-haws.
That's right. And
Who
else do we have? We have Joe Kimson from Players Paintball.
Welcome back to our show. We're here again. Last time you saw us was live Wednesday evening when we were live from Memphis, home of chicken and collard greens.
Collard greens.
In the sketchiest neighborhood in America.
Sketchville, USA.
Yeah. And we have Josh Zubizaburkas.
Yes, and I'm gravely disappointed in every single one of you for getting one of the most entertaining liquor stores we've ever been in before.
Save it for the after show. We have to regale them with our tales.
Like number 5 highlight of the entire show, and of course the donut shop we went to where they made like real donuts.
Yeah, real donuts
with bacon on it.
Baked cake stuff. Like it was real like fried donuts, like proper heart attack style donuts.
Gus's
fried chicken, and
world
Corky's
famous fried chicken,
who had the amazing dried ribs.
The ribs were good. I had my muddies.
Save it for the after show.
Gavin's not mad because he got
I'm trying to take off Gavin right now.
hand.
I did, but now we were talking about paintball. The after show was completely derailed. We don't talk about anything about paintball, but right now it's a live show.
Like and
it's
share.
all paintball, like and share.
We're probably going to talk a little bit about the paintball stuff we saw at Extravaganza. We might not. We might just go drone on about food the entire time. But there's some pretty cool stuff at the show. For everybody who was not tuned in on Wednesday, where were you? Why weren't you there? We all liked and shared it. How come you wasn't there?
There we go. I am watching right now. Looks like we have ourselves live on Facebook. We have our live Facebook show going. For some reason, the chat's disabled, but we'll get that fixed over the next few minutes.
In the chat right now.
Yeah, mine seems to be going well.
No idea what you're talking about.
YouTube chat.
Who just said it's
YouTube chat is not working right now, but we'll get it working.
Stephen Meyer said happy garbage night, and I said it's not only garbage night, it's also recycling and green bin. It's all 3 nights. So it's a very exciting night here.
It's a triple night. Waste.
Yes.
It's the triple waste night. Is that what triple waste score run?
Is that a fried chicken joke?
It's like a fried chicken
joke.
Coming home from Memphis, I needed a triple waste night. So lots to get to on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at what we have tonight. We have a lot of things that we want to talk to you about. We also have I have a Go Sports video I want to show Matt. We have mail time. We have a team feature. We have events that we want to talk about. We have a topic to talk about. We have a new video from Planned Eclipse, as well as Price is Right locked and loaded. So lots to get to on the show tonight.
And if you're so inclined, if you see that number flashing above Josh's head, my head right now, that is our hotline. Make it bling if you are so inclined, and we can maybe chat with you tonight.
B is in the thing.
B is in the thing.
B is in the chat form.
How's your Missoula?
She's in Missoula right now.
Missoula.
Got to protect the Missoula.
Bit of a personal question, isn't it?
It's kind of personal.
That's all good. As Gavin said here, guys, call our hotline blank 585-250-8968. Also over here on my screen, we have tonight's topic. What is the best team name you have ever heard? You guys had some doozies. And speaking of B. Paxton in the chat forum, we probably had like 10 entries for just Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah.
It's her destiny.
There's 28 exactly.
28.
All of her teams that she entered.
Yes, in World Cup.
That's
CB,
right.
we listen, not like Mike.
And breaking news: B. Young's Missoula as well. We can all move on now.
Move on.
The Missoula as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Very good. This was an image sent in by Status Paintball. Excited that he got his Behind the Bunker patch and added it to his collection.
Do we have a Destiny patch?
I'm looking at our Destiny or our wall, and I don't see a Destiny
I have a
patch.
Destiny patch somewhere. I have to give it to Steve Tiffin's girlfriend, Jen. B, can I get a patch? Please, I need a patch. A Destiny patch.
Yeah.
Speaking of patches, ladies and gentlemen, let me take the opportunity while we've done that segment here. We were given a Mad Frog paintball patch this week.
Nice.
Mad
Look at that.
Frog.
Sexy.
I'm gonna take the
It's like
back off
3D.
We're given a
thingy.
Lapco patch,
Los Angeles Paintball Company patch.
OG, and then we're giving the First
First
Strike Paintball Extravaganza 2020.
2020, baby.
And just in case Seb is listening at home, there we
Ooh.
go. There you go, Seb. That was for you.
There's the triangle one right up there.
The
There's like a
triangle
triangle
one.
spot right there.
We need that.
Triangular.
Not enough companies have triangle patches to help fit on our
Where
wall.
do we want to put the First Strike one?
But we also going to have to
maybe here?
we're going to have to reorganize that because I have another
Right
couple
there.
patches here. This one here is from Roger Weiber. Team Tags has Behind the Bunker on our cassette. You guys can also download our show on a cassette. What I would recommend is putting some tape over this edge, and then you can record over anybody else's cassette.
And it's important to have a pencil just in case the tape comes out. You can rewind it back in.
The batteries are shot on your Walkman. You can use the
it's a
pencil trick. So that also has all of our
Don't touch
names
that.
on it. But then we have this limited edition bad boy, the purple
What?
one that's got Matt the Crypt on it. So we're
Matt
going to
the
put
Crypt?
both
Matt,
of those
Matt
up.
got his own.
Matt has his own.
Matt got his own.
I
You do one, I'll do
threatened
the other
Roger.
one.
He threatened Roger.
Matt, I'm gonna just like Matt in true tradition of Matt. I'm gonna put down here on the bottom
So you
where
can
no one
hide-
can see him.
So you can hide him.
Something else, not that it really segues to patches, but snail mail. You know what I got in the mail from snail mail? I got a letter from Planet Eclipse, a postcard.
What?
Really?
A postcard from Planet Eclipse.
What does it say?
We were in Memphis. Wish you were
seriously.
here.
Yeah, just kind of soliciting some of their markers and stuff.
It actually smells like Gus's fried chicken.
It smells like
Yeah.
Jacko.
It does actually.
Yeah.
Entry for the next
Sandalwood cologne.
Dakar Noir. I don't know if that's what Jacko
one. Behind the
wears.
bunker.
Well, he does now.
Yeah, pretty cool. I just thought it was neat getting some snail mail from a paintball company.
We could probably put that up into the snail mail holder.
That's right. I should have saved it for mail time, but I did not.
Oh, that would have been ideal. Now we can call it nothing time.
I got nothing.
Postcard time.
I got nothing.
Postcard time.
2020, March 5th to 8th, Las Vegas, Nevada. This field layout just dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to be playing the Las Vegas Open, head on over to the NXL Facebook page, and you guys can download it right now, even the printable version as well. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. Josh, I'm going to call you out on this. What do you know about this? This image, all I have labeled is the name Ross Jones.
Ross Jones.
The
Should
King,
I know something about this?
The King mod.
Oh, right,
Trigger
the King
frame.
Mod trigger. Okay, so
Thank
this,
you, Matt.
Yes.
Yeah, the 6 came out, and it's a very comfortable marker to shoot. But the front foregrip
What are you doing?
He took
sits
the picture away.
Nope.
pretty close to the trigger guard.
It's back now.
So
The hell are we
Ross
watching?
King's come out with his own trigger guard for it, and you can get these by the end of the month, I believe, is what he said. I may be incorrect in that. But this gives you a little bit more room up front there, right behind the front grip, to get your thumb in there, and makes it an even more usable marker, which is pretty cool.
That's like a Missoula.
It's,
Get your thumb in there.
Yeah.
it's the Missoula trigger.
Oh, Joseph.
Oh.
We just named it here, and I bet he doesn't even know.
Pardon?
The Missoula trigger.
The
Yeah.
Missoula trigger. I know. I just
Missoula
named
trigger
it.
guard.
There it is.
Guard your Missoula
Guard
with trigger
the
guards.
William Crook just turned in. Look, your Mad Frog patch. Boom. It's right here.
Hold
Oh,
on one moment.
there it goes. Look at that. Right? And it's on an angle, like how you tag things and you put it on an angle. That's because you're part of the Mad Frog gang.
I like William Crook. Hey. Oh, my voice is so sore from saying that all week last week. Yeah.
I do miss seeing George around with his jeggings on. It certainly added to the festivities.
They were too
George
tight.
with his jeggings on reminds me of that ballet scene in Secret Weapon, where they're in the ballet and they have,
Oh, and
you
there's
know,
like
yes, you know what I
there's,
mean.
there's packages.
Top secret, yes.
Straighten that rug.
I've never seen I've never seen somebody like George Hay who's wearing such comfortable leggings.
I'm sorry, who?
George Hay.
Hey.
Wearing such comfortable leggings, but with such a cross-looking face.
Well, wouldn't
Like-
you too if you were pinching off every nerve in your lower half?
That's
Oh, maybe.
true.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have taken so many photos.
Maybe.
That's
Or
true.
stared as long.
Lee Williams just talked about the MCS2 frame, the mechanical CS2
Yes,
frame.
sir.
Very nice
Like
for
I
the
said,
Planet
showstopper.
Eclipse. That was awesome. We
I
walked
loved
up,
it.
we held it, we ripped it. I have a picture. If you want to send an email to joe@flagritters.com, I will send you a picture that I have of the mechanical
Looking
frame.
forward to that coming out.
Yes.
I just saw 107 live viewers on our Facebook screen. Good stuff, guys. Keep it up. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and please hit that like and share button. And while we're talking about paintball extravaganza and all the goodness,
Extravaganza.
what about the new freestyle from Naughty Dogs? If you, I saw this on Facebook today. If you guys are on Facebook, follow old paintball magazines. There it is, right there. A lot of great old vintage ads and stuff
Rocky
like that.
Canute?
I saw that. I'm like, that's great. Yeah. So check them out, guys. Old
And when you said
paintball
Naughty Dogs,
magazines.
I was like, did I miss something? I don't
They're playing
Is
again.
it like a
The
play
name-
Are they really?
Yeah.
Dog?
Yeah.
So B. Youngs is trolling our friend Matt, the producer.
Hi,
Hashtag no fun.
Hashtag nothing. Hey, B,
I
why
respect
don't you
that.
get all 28 of your teams and all 28 of your members to watch simultaneously? That would give us a good boost in viewing.
Yeah.
Make it mandated for practice.
Matt's also currently wearing a shirt. Now, you can't see it because he's off camera. It says, worst Missoula ever.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys doing tomorrow night? If you guys are anywhere near Flagritters Paintball, why don't you guys come try the time trials course?
Time trials, new course, endurance
course.
course and course.
Yeah.
We'll have a new one.
Something that was brought up at Paintball Extravaganza last weekend, and we'll get to more chat about that a little bit later on, but at the industry luncheon, people were complaining and wanting the industry to do more, and the industry was asking the field owners to do more as far as promotions and stuff. And one thing that got kicked around was the idea of an international introduce someone to paintball day. And Joe was trolling around some of his old photographs and came across this. This is a poster that we did up for an event in April 29th, 2012. This is a Behind the Bunker initiative that we started with Flag Raiders, and it was the International Introduce Someone to Paintball Day. So basically what we wanted to do was have local fields and give free entries and free rentals to everybody and just charge them for paint and get them out to your field and introduce someone to paintball.
Try paintball.
I think we're going to rejuvenate that. We're going to pick the day and we're going to create a poster.
It's our Paint Fest day.
So we'll create the poster, create the thing, and let you guys share it amongst the world, and you can use it at your local field level and see if we can get some more bodies
get
in
some
the
more buy-in. It'll be Sunday, April the 26th.
Yeah. So watch for a poster coming in the next few days. We'll do that up when we do our poster. Very cool. So lots to get to on the show tonight.
Yes,
Stick
sir.
around for the after show where we're going to talk about
Food.
some food, Jerry. Some things that happened at Paintball Extravaganza. What a great week that was. Before we do that, why don't we get into so this I wanted to show you guys a couple weeks ago. This is a super short video, and we can talk over it while we're doing it. This is something that Go Sports has now that they brought in, and they were using it
Now they're
at
gonna
the ICPL
now they
like
think
a
this
month
is,
ago. And again, I apologize, but look at this.
Yeah.
So this is their
It's not. So, yeah,
on-field
you're able to get
camera
bodies
for their
in this-
hyperball field.
into
Do
the
you notice
trench
anything
and the
different about
snake
it?
and the control. Oh, and the trench is wrapping around
Is
and
it on
getting a
a
real nice angle.
fly-by-wire?
It's
on those
fly-by-wire,
players in the center.
much like you
Destiny
see on an
is
NFL
just getting their
game or
bodies chewed up
hockey
here.
game or
Aerosol
any
looking
real
real
sport.
solid.
Kinda
This
cool.
one.
Doesn't that just give a whole new perspective to everything?
Aerosol also making a move
I know.
on that
It's like a
subside
camera on
as
a wire.
well.
It's a great
We're
Fly
video.
by
talking about
wire.
that cable cam. Here it is on
What are
your
you, Robbie
screen,
Neville?
high in the sky. From
Yeah,
Get a
so
little
I think that's
look
pretty
here
good.
at
I
the-
think
Oh, wait, I
aerosol.
didn't read the cue card. Get
He's at
excited.
that tank.
Wow.
Looking towards the
Aren't you
subside
excited?
right now.
That's fantastic. Now you can see kind of a little more motion. Curious to see how they do with that camera when they're playing on a speedball field with the pro guys playing. I wonder how that dynamic is going to look. But I think that'll be pretty awesome. Something else, I want to show a quick video. It's only a few seconds long here, but this is something that I think was something that stole the show at Paintball Extravaganza. You guys could argue it, but I do think it's pretty good. Matt, why don't you try it out? So mixed reviews on that. Guys really either love it or they got something snide to say about it. But the bottom line is, guys, if this is something that interests you, go out and get one. We were watching them at the show. Or checking them out at the show. They're fantastic. Always loved the Geo. Nice to see it back. And the color,
it's the Geo 4, Todd.
Yep, but the fit and finish. The fit and finish, the colors, everything about
Joe's
those
been
guns.
hanging on to that for like 5 days.
And the LV 1.6. Come on.
Boom.
Guys, get on your speedball
Boom.
markers.
Okay, but look, he's looking it down at his
I'm
phone.
not. I know all
No,
about the
he
LV
did
one.
not.
What kind of barrels
He's getting
coming
texts
out,
from
Todd?
Jocko right now.
What kind of barrels coming out from Eclipse? What's it called? Oh, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's rifled and it's everything.
Well, I
It's the
didn't say-
it starts with a Q. I'll give you that.
It's the Quake barrel.
That's right.
11-inch barrel.
Did
You
you
were-
feel
you were
that
paying
on the
atten-
Richter
you
scale?
were paying attention.
Yeah,
Good
I
for
was.
you.
I sat into the Planet Eclipse.
Jocko was telling me about it, but when you get lost in his eyes, it just goes in one
In
ear,
his
one
scent.
out there. That's
In
right.
his
The
scent.
Drakkar Noir.
His accent is just.
It's dreamy.
You could listen to him read. You could listen to him read manuals for paintball markers, and you'd be like tentatively listening on the edge of your seat. the
And
whole
not
time.
Sydney Pool, but it was nice to see Cindy Pool.
Sydney Pool.
Yes.
Yes.
You did rename her, but that she was
Just for
okay
the
with
week.
that, yeah.
Just for the week. And then talk to me about the other offerings, Joe, that you got excited
Oh,
about.
the new continuous feed 20-round mag that's coming out from Planet Eclipse.
Exciting, Joseph.
That's super cool. The side comes off for loading and for simple cleaning. Toolless disassembly. First strike compatible, round ball compatible. It will also work in the die dam, and that's due out late spring. But after hear me out. After we showed the new mag at Extravaganza and we talked about it, our store sold 2 MG100s that very week, all because of
People were waiting.
people were waiting.
for that
People
mag.
were waiting for the launch of something
And they,
awesome,
They pulled the trigger.
and it worked.
All right, since we had good, we had a good show at Extravaganza, and we used B not once but twice.
Yes.
And it was nice to have her on the show. And since she's watching us live in the show, give a shout out, guys, if you're watching us live in the chat. If you want us to get B on a regular night show, and have her Skype in from her Missoula, and
That would be very awkward. It'd be like doing a yoga commercial.
so let us know. We would be happy to bring her in.
Do you want to see some Missoula?
We want to see some Missoula, yeah.
Can I make it? I just want to chime in for a second, of course. I texted my wife and said, this is episode 450, which we knew, and she said, wow, that's a lot of episodes. And then she said, you're among the ranks of such notable shows as Thomas the Train, Top
Nice.
Gear, Law and
Nice.
Order. And she
Nice.
said, you have surpassed Degrassi Junior High, which
Yes.
created Drake,
It's a
Screwjack.
shit show,
and
anyways.
My Three Sons.
I was expecting you to say, my wife texted me and said, don't come home.
She doesn't mind me most of the
boy.
time.
Do we surpass MASH?
No.
No, what are you
But
are you
like-
stupid?
Stupid is as
clearly.
stupid does.
My Three Sons with the shoes, Degrassi, like those are pretty big. Thomas the Train, The Island of Sodor.
I know
Gear?
I know 2 out of there.
We beat
Thomas the
Magnum
Train
PI, the new one.
and Top Gear.
Yeah.
Law and Order. You never watched that?
Not really.
Oh, okay, it's fine. Carry on.
All right.
So-
was probably busy watching Thomas the Train.
Did we talk about the mags?
we didn't talk
We
about
We
anything.
didn't talk about the mags.
Did you show the picture?
We
Wasn't
don't-
loaded. We talked about that. So,
None of us are paying attention
I
tonight.
talked about the
no!
mag. I talked about the mag.
So what I like about the mags,
Yeah.
so you can open it up to load it, so you don't have to stick one ball in at a time. You can simply dump a bunch
I had
of
a
paint
bathing
on it,
suit
and,
that
then-
was
and it
two
goes
small
into the,
ones.
It goes into the trough or the feed.
You could just sit there and do the Salt Bay to load all
I
your
got nothing.
magazines.
Zuby's still talking food. I'm talking about amazing products. That mag, and it has the ball count on the mag itself, so you can also take a peek and see how many shots you have left too. So I think it's going
because
to
the
be.
side's opaque, so you can see the balls inside.
Is that the one where the mag opens?
Yes. Now you guys
Oh
are being
my
like
gosh!
Todd.
Why are you gonna be like that? No, but it's it's
It's a brilliant idea.
I think
It
it's a
really
great
is.
idea.
Yeah.
It's great
Be
mag,
young.
great design.
B Young just said she wants to be in Canada. She wants to be on the show, so fly her up here. Maybe we'll bring you up for a game. B.
There we go.
A
And the
flag raiders.
Destiny
We
Army.
don't do a lot of flying in Canada. Everything, all the transportation we do is on a train, so we might have to get you from the island of Sodor.
His name is Thomas.
Shunting cars, they're really great.
And
I
hauling
still
freight.
can't believe
and
that show was narrated by George Carlin for so
That's right.
long.
Yeah. How many times do you think they bleeped it out?
And also Ringo Starr or
Yep.
one of them. Yeah.
I don't care about that.
right.
Ringo ate your baby.
It's Ringo. Like, how do you get excited about Ringo? Seriously.
Well, why don't we get to our mail time segment? We have mail to get to. We have our team feature to get to tonight. We have events we want to talk to you about. We have Prices Right. And I'd like to say loads more, but that's about all we
That's
got,
too
guys.
much for one show.
Yeah, but for all of you guys who are tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you. Hit that like and share button, and we're watching your live comments, so do hit comment.
Todd,
Yeah.
that'd be a good segment, a good name for a segment. Guys could send in their loadouts, whether it's a
Oh,
speedball.
just a picture
no,
of their
listen,
wives.
whether it's a
On Harleys.
whether it's a speedball pack or a tactical vest, and it could be called loads more.
Sure, we'll workshop that a bit.
What do you got to be like that? I come up with these great ideas, like Flag Raiders, the name behind
We
the
should
bunker,
do a segment.
and then you guys.
We should do a segment where Joe goes through the store in his storage locker and picks out like really old stuff and then features it all. And then does like a short video, and then we can
called
look at
Behind
all
the-
the stuff
from
from
the
the
vault.
history of paintball.
I could do that.
All right.
I'm gonna drink this.
So, just curious, do I have a
Mail time.
son of a bitch?
Okay, I was away all last week, jerk ass. What do you expect? I don't
I
have
was
time to
right.
just-
I was sitting next to you.
You got this fancy soundboard thing, and what you have on it? Fart
Nothing.
noises,
Nothing.
don't you?
Mike Holster
All
wants
right,
some
let's
of
pull
the
it back
weed.
together, folks.
Nada.
This is mail time without the intro. That you have? All right,
That's
so
all I
this is the
got.
time
It's
of
the
the
only one
night
that's not a fart noise.
where I get to rip open my sack and read some of the correspondence that you, my friends, have sent in. And you're dying to find out. So, John Maskins wants to know, did Extreme Rage have anything good at Extravaganza this year?
Did they ever?
Goggle system with a fan, right?
Yeah. Sorry,
Well, there was a lot of rage. I don't know if any of it was extreme.
Oh, there was some extreme.
Actually, you're right. There was some extreme.
In all fairness, the Extreme Rage pack and the Evil pack were exactly the same thing. Same everything other than the branding on it. And if you were a baller on a budget, as most people are, they were a good pack to buy back in the day. I do miss the Extreme Rage packs.
Yeah, they were not so bad.
But to answer his question,
Yeah.
no.
Nada.
Nothing.
Nada.
All right.
It was, in fact, documented the worst booth there.
So I'm going to throw this next question to our good friend Joshua Zubrikis.
Hard no.
Little Billy Barnes wants to know, what are your thoughts on the FS Roscoe? And do you think 50 cal is feasible at 280 feet per second?
Pretty darn badass, if I am allowed to say so. It is very close to the actual weight of a 357 Magnum, which it makes it even cooler. There's lots of stuff that they're actually thinking about coming out with for it. Some of the stuff we're not allowed to talk about. But believe me when I say this, it's going to get cooler than it already is. It's important to keep in mind that 280 feet per second is the valve that it comes with, and that's 280 feet per second using 50 caliber first strike rounds. So obviously you put a round ball in there, it's going to be slightly less. With round ball, I think, definitely 100% feasible.
Yeah. And I think, too, the fact that he's asking if it's sustainable at that velocity, I always was under the impression that 50 cal needs to travel a little bit faster. So I think someday you're going to see. It'd be nice to be able to have that gun and shoot 300 plus, so that it actually breaks the 50 caliber ball.
They have three regulators for it. They have
Valves.
The valve. No, it's an actual valve regulator. So one shoots at 280 feet per second, one shoots at 240 feet per second, and one is called the personal valve, which shoots well above both of those velocities, and it's designed
Less lethal.
for less lethal and home defense in Europe and Asia.
If you ask them how fast it shot, they all kind of smiled a little bit and looked at each other out of the corner of their eye. We never got a clear answer all weekend, but I imagine that is, yes, as
You'll
Joe
make some
said,
eyes
well
water.
north of 350.
You'll make some eyes water for sure.
So, yeah, it was pretty exciting.
All right.
Especially with the home defense round that they have.
Yes, the home defense rubber.
They have rubber-tipped first strike round. So, no, rubber, not,
for her pleasure.
not latex.
Do you have one here?
I
I have a regular.
No, I don't.
I have a
Don't.
regular 50
Do you have the 50 cal?
first.
Or
I have the
oh,
50
okay.
cal. I'll just put it right here.
That's the 50 cal first strike round. But they had the ones with the rubber tip and the 6.8 caliber rubber tip ones, which were
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes to us from David Veldoff. He wants to know who would make a better president of the United States: Bob Long, Bud Orr, Tom Kay, or Todd Ansich?
But or.
Tom,
You're not even voting for yourself.
No, not a chance.
Todd could
you're
be
corrupt.
a president. He's not a Canadian American citizen.
I don't think Todd qualifies.
No, I don't qualify.
All right. Follow-up question: who'd be the sexiest?
Well, that's easy. Could you
Tom
guys?
Kay.
Could you guys? Let's
Yep.
say hypothetically we lived in the United States and we had U.S. citizenship. Would you be the president of the United States?
What, do you shit me? Not a chance.
It's a lot of power. You get a 400 when you're after your term. You get a salary, a lifetime salary of $450,000 a year.
But
I would
anybody
give-
who's been in office, just thinking about our country here, our prime ministers, the United States. You look how rapidly they age over those 4 years.
Look at Obama with his thick, black, lustrous hair until he
luscious
retired
locks,
with.
and then it's like a Q-tip.
Yeah, I would like to be president for the first week. I would like to get the hello, Mr. President. Here is the actual information about Area 51. Here is what we have as
I'd
an
like to wrestle an
arsenal.
alien,
Here is here's where you play bowling in the White House. Like
I want that button. Like, well, Trump has the Diet Coke button,
Yep.
or the McDonald's, but that's what I want
Yeah.
with like beef jerky and like.
Gus's fried chicken.
But the only problem with being a president, though, Gavin, maybe you can you can back me up on this, but every time you take a bath and a tour comes through, you have to sit there and actually give history on.
What's a good wood?
So what's the difference from Gavin's living room now?
That's all right. I just opened the window.
Was it Barbara Bush, Matt?
It was. And it was the VIP badges.
That's right. Oh, you have those bloody VIP badges.
All right.
I think it would be fun to be president just for the sake of being like, you know what? I'm gonna call up what's his name from France, Emmanuel Macron. Just crank call him. Just like, hi, is your refrigerator running? And then just hang up.
Who is this? Why are you calling me again?
Mike Holstrom says, paintball at the White House. We were there last year, and we were wandering about the yard, and didn't someone jump the fence or do something foolish?
Yeah, they had a perimeter
Breach?
sensor breach. It's like it's probably some guy just stepped over a fence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's scary stuff.
All right. Next question comes to us from Chris Brandt. And we'll go around the horn for this. Do you use a barrel kit or just overbore?
On a lazy day, it's overbore, just with a stock barrel. But when given the opportunity, maybe Josh will back me up on this. But I always underbore.
So I have changed my tactics. So I direct bore for a number of years. But it was our good friend Simon Stevens who said it's always best to go overbore. So
Underbore.
over.
Under.
He said. Go
Under.
back. No,
He
go
said
over.
under.
Over. So maybe,
Over or under.
Someone mute Gavin's channel.
No.
No, it is under.
No, you're
The great argument of behind the bunker,
Behind
over
the
or under.
bunker, under or over.
All right, well, let's watch.
Simon, take a break from your English breakfast with your beans and your mushrooms and comment below, please.
Yeah, all that deliciousness.
By the
Step
way,
away
let's
from that.
wish Simon from Inception's Design a happy 7th anniversary. I think it was 7 years ago where he got his first CNC machine and
And then
started
it
Inception
broke.
Designs.
7 years.
He was
really?
repairing the pump or something on these horizontal 7-axis gizmo.
Yeah.
5 axis.
Wolf says he's never used a barrel kit in his life. Wolf, I'd be curious to get your take on it. For someone who's never used it before versus, like, I've used them with and without, I feel that there is a difference, especially when you have good quality paint. I'd implore you to try one.
And with traveling, if you're at one particular field or a couple of fields, you know typically what the bore size is.
Yeah.
And so you can get barrels accordingly. But if you're traveling around to different fields and using different paint, I think a barrel kit is an absolute must.
And
Yeah.
in Inception, you should take your barrel out, Wolf, because you have a dyed dam or two. Hot damn. Take your barrel out. It should have the sizes on your barrel what it is. Especially if they're dyed. They're probably 2-piece barrels. Have a look. You should at least have a back that is sized. Have a look and see what size it is.
For sure. Nice to see Michelle McGarnagle. McGarnagle.
Watching you.
Don't thank me. Thank the Earth's gravitational pull. Nice to see Michelle in the live chat. Nice to see all you guys. And again, do hit that like and share button if you're watching right now. Would really appreciate it. But Gavin, it is underbore. You do want to underbore.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because if you're overboring, it's just kind of going like a wet
But then-
fish out of your barrel.
That's like
Underboard,
watching
you're
this show for
breaking lots of
450
paint.
times. You're
Yeah.
overboard.
All right, so you know what? Maybe a couple more questions,
Boom, I'm
and then
funny.
I'll cinch up my sack.
It's McGonagall.
All right.
McGonagall.
Not so much a question, but pardon me, a comment from Christopher Struck. He says, "Hey, I was just listening to the podcast where you're talking about the KFCs with the buffet. There's one in Humboldt, Saskatchewan, up until they renovated a couple years ago, and I believe there's one in Weyburn, Saskatchewan yet. If we want a KFC buffet, we're on our way to Saskatchewan."
Really?
Thank you for sending out information, and we certainly will look into it if we're Saskatchewan way. Last question before I cinch up my sack.
Oh, if you've got more, by all means.
No, that's fine. I can.
Well,
I
one
can,
more
you know what?
question.
I don't want to. I don't want to dump the whole load. Let's go.
At least
around.
not that quickly.
No. So Chi-Town Stang wants to know, back after playing an 11-year hiatus, grabbed an Axe 2, and now beginning to feel slower compared to some of the other players. What's a good marker to upgrade to that you feel like an upgrade without breaking the bank?
Oh, that's a great comment.
Question.
Well, yeah.
MG100.
I'm assuming he's playing speedball if he has an axe. But let's answer the question in two parts. Let's answer the question from a scenario standpoint. Joe's saying I'm an MG100. What do you guys think? Scenario side. He's playing recreationally. Axe still would keep up as
Oh,
far as
yeah.
I'm
Agreed.
concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great shooter.
Axe if you're playing scenario, and if you're trying to get back into speedball, change the battery, and then get back out there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time understanding what the limitations are of the Axe.
Yeah.
For both competitive play or even scenario play.
Yep. I play with an axe competitively. Best thing you want to do is put a 14-inch barrel on. If you can get a barrel kit or an aftermarket barrel for it, that
Stella.
would definitely take it up there.
Stella.
If you play with an LV 1.6, see what I did there, or a Geo4 or any of the new guns, there's definitely, I would say they're definitely on a different plane. They're definitely better. But between an axe and that, I don't think there's that much of a difference. I would wait until you're either playing competitively or get back into it and then feel the difference when you buy yourself something nice. But when you're at the field, ask everybody that's there that has a gun that looks cool. Ask them to give it a try, and if it's cooler and feels better than what you have, then maybe look at
I'm
that.
thinking dance with the one that brung you. The Axe is fine.
Yeah.
You're good for both recreational
I
and
agree.
competitive play.
I agree. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the other thing I want to tell you guys about is Planet Eclipse. Did you know that they are the creators of the most incredible tournament paintball markers, soft goods, and gear?
I did.
They have the winningest paintball markers and now innovators in mechanical actions like the M170R and the MG100 MagFed Marvel, and now with the new continuous mag. Look for them at your store starting soon.
EG is the world's leading manufacturer of smoke grenades, thunder flash, airsoft, and paintball grenades, and brand new 2020 textiles like the one I'm wearing for use in theater, film, photography, and of course paintball. Pull a tab on your next event. Hashtag Pop Smoke.
Arrows are proudly made in the USA. Thick welded seams, stainless steel hardware, multiple color options, and layouts are available. 2020 is here and the fields are shipping, but asks for full color printing and custom logo options. Make sure you customize your next field with AirUps.
Ruthless Paintball Products caters to both professional players, weekend warriors, and podcast guys. They have set a new level of paintball playing apparel. You can head over to their website now and use our very own promo code of BTB15 to get 15% off.
And more than just swabs and pads, Exalt is a way of life. They're available at discerning retailers, fields, shops, and shows. Tournament ready, battle proven, Exalt.
In the beginning, you fell out of a tree. You stumbled down a rocky cliff. You waded chest deep through a mosquito-infested bog. Then you realize you're surrounded. It's party time. You own a Tippmann Stormer. Now combine Empire, JT Tippmann, and V-Force, and you get the world's largest distributor of everything paintball, GI Sports.
DLX Technologies is the manufacturer of the Lux Paintball Marker, as well as other great product lines like the SP Shocker, the GOG Enemy, and the Freak Barrel Kits. A longtime paintball manufacturer, they have the product that you can trust, and the product is outstanding.
For over 50 years, Altama has proudly carried militaries from across the globe through every challenging environment, including malls, jungles, deserts, urban battle zones. Make Altama your next paintball, airsoft, or everyday shoe. Look for Altama, Original SWAT, and First Tactical at a leading retailer near you. Hashtag sturdy footwear.
Not all ninjas wear black. With advanced colorways, coatings, adjustable regulators, remote lines, fill station, hydro testing, and so much more, Ninja products have what it takes to keep you out front and always in the game. They are always made in America and always full of air.
Yeah. And for B. Paxson that said, or B. Youngs rather, says she likes Arabs and they're awesome. I would agree. It's disappointing not to see them in the big series this year, but they are busy pumping out quality fields right now. I actually just ordered 2 more this season. They're due to arrive in the next couple of weeks, and I would be happy to buy more.
And they may go out of business because their quality is so good you'll never have to buy another bunker set.
They hold air all winter
All
in our
winter,
indoor, and it's not that warm.
All summer.
Once you've actually owned an Arabs field for 10 years, Brett personally comes to your field and pops them all.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we have a couple more things to get to. We have team feature we got to get to. We have events to get to. We have the topic to get to. Why don't we do a quick team feature, and then we'll get to our topic at hand. And, guys, we're going to watch the live chat. We're going to be asking you guys tonight, tell us some good team names. What do you guys think? What about this team name?
Well, if you didn't know, SAS Woodsball is the world's largest international paintball team. They have chapters all over the world, 58 in total, at about 6 states in the U.S. My name is Matthew Shin, or Shepherd, as my teammates call me. I'm the president of the New Hampshire chapter.
New Hampshire?
Alex Swagger. We have roughly 15 to 20 players on our roster, and we're always looking to add new players no matter the skill level. We are mostly a woodsball team, but also have a speedball division. We love playing scenario paintball, big or small. A fair amount of them like to play with mag-fed markers. We might be what you call a tactical bunch of players. Looks like they fit in right here in the studio.
Yeah.
In reality, we just play paintball whenever the time and money permits, regardless of the scenario or general walk-on day. They also host an annual fundraiser called Shoot for a Cure, which raises funds for American Cancer Society. Over the last 5 years, they managed to raise over $15K. So well done.
Very good.
Well done, gentlemen.
Hey, if you guys have a team and you'd like to be featured on the show, send an email to Josh at show@behindthebunker.com or message us through Facebook. Matt, can we go back to this picture for a second? Guys, what is going on with his goggle there?
Googled?
Well, there's like syringes hanging off.
You know
of
what?
them.
I bet that's a way to clean off paint. He shoots, those are syringes full of water, and he shoots the water onto the goggles and he wipes it off.
Looks like he has a gas mask on there
Might be
too.
soapy water.
Interesting.
We have questions.
I said that at the same time.
Please send responses.
There we go. All right, guys. So the topic at hand tonight is let's hear some of your favorite team names. I'm going to start it off with my favorite. We've heard it many times, but I love the team out of Southern California called the Master Invaders with the Darth Vader jerseys. Fantastic.
Destiny shows up a lot on these sheets.
Yeah,
Just want to get that
Zoe Tankers
done and out of the way from the
Zoe
beginning.
Tankers
Destiny, there's multiple times.
Jay Muncaster in the live chat. Hey, Jay, how are you? Mr. Chop Chop. He says could be for hydration, that goggle. Eric Hill says gas mask setup.
Oh,
I like
you know what
that.
it probably is? It's a shot of pickle juice.
Oh, Hydrodil.
Okay, that's over. We've already figured it out.
I got one. Max Saxby sends us Sons of Irony. I got Honey Bunches of Death.
Honey
of course,
Bunches of Death.
Then I got Bricked Up sends Command Bros.
The Command Bro.
Elliot in the live chat says Psycho Pimps.
Honey Biscuit and Struggle Bus. It's true love.
I like that. Struggle Bus.
Struggle Bus.
So Jason Letourneau says, Fire Team Gallant Defiance.
There.
If you're nasty.
Yeah.
I do believe Christmas video is still making it every year. Love the show.
Every year. We'd play that video every show if we could, but
We had
And
the
Neil-
Fusterclucks.
And Neil McKee says, it's a team out of UK. Norfolk and Chance. A great UK team.
Nice.
Norfolk and Chance.
Mike Holster in the live chat says, "Shut up, we're trying." It's a good team name.
David Generous says Task Force Raiders.
Very nice.
Local team where Gavin
dat?
learned how to first kick hoppers.
The Rough Assassins.
Lee Lake says failure to flatline.
Oh, B. Youngs has a new one. She says, what about the Missoula Whackers?
Ooh.
Good for you.
Yay,
Missoula
B. Young.
Smashers.
You're pretty good.
Billy,
She's on the ball tonight.
Billy
I like it.
chat says Baltimore Bush Demons. Ryan Russell, the Roughnecks. And Lee Williams, Fox is dead. We've heard that one.
Fox
Yep,
is dead.
Fox
Yeah, yeah. Foxy.
Marcia Bosteria says Die Nasty.
Die.
Okay.
How do you
As in
spell it?
D-I-E,
D-I-E.
capital N-A-S-T-Y.
I'm going to read this one from Nicholas Adams. I don't know if it's Bravo Sierra, but I'll just read it. 2 good ones that came together magically at a local tourney. First one, 2 dicks and a chick. And off constantly was the second one. He almost died laughing when they read out the rounds results. 2 dicks and a chick beat off constantly.
Nice.
Lies, but still funny.
Forrest Berteman says insufficient.
Mike Hunt
Insufficient, that's
sent that
good.
in, right, Gavin?
Yes.
Good old
No, it was IP Freely.
Good old Flag Riders one was, of course, Task Force Raiders, and the Screamin' Seaman.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eric,
Sent in from Flag Raiders Paintball.
Eric Anderson, a team back from the early 90s, Paraplegic Turtles. That was an awesome team.
Yeah, that was cool.
I said Raider Shrimp, too. Raider Shrimp.
Rody Paintball says Spice Bears.
the Spice Bears.
Spice Bear.
Alistair O'Connor says they put a team in, says, I can't believe we're not better.
That's a good one. There's a couple inappropriate ones that I can't say.
Yeah,
One that
there's a
Eric
couple
Troutman
inappropriate
had.
ones that are kind of
Eric
funny.
Troutman.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we'll just leave that one alone.
The Danger Cats was a big Flag Raiders.
Yeah, I played on the Danger Cats.
Move to the ground says the janitors, and in brackets, we are here to mop.
Greg Hastings says hello. He has joined us from the West Coast.
Hello,
somewheres.
Mr. Hastings.
One of my favorite ones of the night, Heavy 681 says Captain Winky and the Tri-State Inseminator.
Heavy petting.
They have a big turkey baster on their. Yeah,
Matt Ryan, the Iron Maidens, an all-female team back in the early 2000s.
that's cool. I like that.
Dev_Trev says the Rounds. Thinking of Bobby Dukes
Yeah,
reference.
yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Sandra Schnabel says, here's a team name, Touched by an Uncle.
No. You can't have that. Can't be so. Can't be so.
Do they flinch a lot? Oh, that's terrible.
No flinching.
Oh, my God.
I can see what the team would pull up in.
Oh, George Hay actually pulled it out and put that out there too.
I don't want to know what he
Probably
pulled
it
out.
too.
Very nice. George Hay gets the good one.
Let's see if there's Matt's telling
Oh,
you to hurry
Plan
up.
B. I like that one. Yeah. All right. Any other good ones, guys, before we cinch up that sack?
Rhino Dragons, Mutant Paintball,
Yeah.
Bonnie
Yeah.
Rats. Oh, Boonie Rats.
Boonie
Boonie
Rats,
Rats.
yes.
Boonie Rats.
Terminators.
Bushwhackers.
I know that was in there somewhere. I like that.
Someone said a team called Dynasty back in the day.
A couple of my favorites are always the Paraplegic Turtles,
Yeah.
the Tippinators.
Yeah. Well, we haven't heard much from the Tippinators.
Tiffinators.
Yeah.
NorCal All Stars.
And Zach Joseph says, a big effing squad. It was initially a PlayStation Online gaming clan, and they got together and started playing paintball fields around Ontario.
Nice.
What was Jeremiah Pilon part of?
The Wild Bunch.
The Wild Bunch. I always liked their team name, the Wild Bunch. Very cool. All right.
I liked Blues Crew too. That was kind of a new because there's a point in paintball where everybody knew who Blue was, right?
Yeah.
So if you were on Blues Crew, everyone knew, who you were, which is kind of neat.
Unknown. Damon Hardy says the Unknown Rebels. Baby
Lisa
Batter.
Weaver, Plan B.
His Plan A failed,
Yeah.
but it felt good.
Oh, George!
damn.
Wait a second. George Hay
Hey.
says I played Agent's Touch by an uncle in the SPPL.
Just touched by an uncle.
So he played in that team. George, we need to talk.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, if you guys are listening to us, you might be listening to us on the RTF Sports Network radio station. If
We're
you guys
sorry.
are, thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully this gets across the air. You guys could also be listening to us on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, or you could be listening to us on our podcast. You can download our podcast anywhere you get your regular podcast, not your better ones, just your regular ones. So we're on iTunes, Podomatic, SoundCloud, Google Play, all those great places. So do that and have that come directly to your phone. Our podcast numbers increase every week, so thank you to those of you that are joining us there. What's going to happen is we have about another 10 minutes on the show, and then we're going to end streaming it live and on the RTF Sports Network radio station. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue to record, and that's going to be our podcast extra. So when you guys listen to our podcast, you'll get the whole show, plus you'll get the extra.
Talking about a paintball extravaganza 2020, talking about all the food we ate, the sights, the sketchiness. It's going to be fantastic.
I have a question.
And guys,
Why did you say record? So weird.
record?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
have never heard anybody say record.
Can you pass the cool whip?
Cool.
Cool whip.
Say what weird?
And guys and field owners, if you missed Paintball Extravaganza 2020, make sure you calendar in about this time next
February
year,
2021,
which will be the 40th anniversary or birthday of the sport of paintball.
And most likely will not be in Memphis.
We don't know that yet, but
Unless
you're right.
Unless we can get the back private party room at Corky's Barbecue. Or
But 2021, there will definitely be a paintball
but
extravaganza.
it will be
so we're excited about that.
will be the industry or the sport's 40th birthday since paintball was originally conceived, or the first ball was shot out of the barrel.
Truthfully, we've been asking to have it in Canada near our studio so we don't have to move. But
it'd
no
be nice
biters.
not to have to worry about driving home.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you want to hear everything about our experience, make sure you download the podcast and listen to it tomorrow. About all we've eaten, all we've seen, all the bullets we've dodged. Extravaganza! It's going to be fantastic. Stay tuned.
All right.
Gavin actually did that in his sleep the entire time we were there.
In between choking.
Well, what you did on your off hours is... All right. Well, we have about 10 more minutes. What should we talk about before we do that? I have Prices Right, which I'm going to leave because I think those are really good and I want to wait. We have events to get through, Josh. We forgot to do those. Do you have those lined up? We could do those pretty quick as well. And then
I hope they're in order and up to date because I did not arrive to
they
the
are
studio
definitely in
time to do
order
so.
and definitely up to date because we checked them before we left.
All right, you heard it from him, folks. Here we go. Fall of Berlin, March 20th and 22nd. And don't forget to sign up for Commander Matt Guru Walton because screw Derek.
Well, you want to win, right?
Yeah, and Super Gay. Illinois, June 26th through the 28th. And that is, of course, at the fabulous, the awesome, the internationally well-known Sherwood Paintball. Ghost Recon takes place May 2nd and 3rd, and you can sign up for either Harvey or Eric. We don't care because neither one of them sent the sheet in. So, next up is the WW2 World Tour of Duty. Takes place April 18th through the 19th. This is at Paintball to Go. Check out the list of people who are supposed to be there. Even some of the teams that we mentioned in the earlier segment are going to be there. So if you want to meet some of those or the actual literal legends of paintball, you need to be there. Ghost Recon, August 23rd, takes place at Hell's Survivor. One of the oldest fields in the world, is it not? From the awards that we did, Paintball Extravaganza, Hell's Survivors was
One
like
of
in the
them, yeah.
35-year category, was it? Or 30-year? 30-year
maybe.
category, maybe? Speaking of one that's in the 35-year category, that's Red Dawn. Takes place, hey, look at that, next weekend. Next week. That's like 4 days. What?
This weekend, this Sunday.
Why are you pointing?
Sun-
He's pointing at a completely different poster.
I say,
We're
don't do the
talking about
next
this
one, jerk ass.
Holy smokes. Yeah, like we said, Todd said, oh, they're all there and they're all in order. But then he's pointing at the Iron City Classic, which took place last weekend. And he's there.
I'm sorry,
don't do
Josh.
this one. Instead, we're going to skip over to Fold a Gap Command Decisions and sign up for the Command Bros because, well, I mean, they're the Command Bros. April 25th and 26th, if you're not doing anything, get off your Xbox and PlayStation. Play Xbox and PlayStation in real life at Fort Knox. 2020 Scenario Wars at Three Rivers Paintball. And, of course, our logo is on there, so make sure you give them some love while you're there. Yeah. The Invasion of Normandy takes place May 30th, and the Pacific takes place June 20th, and, of course, Nam takes place August 15th. Don't forget your Tiger Stripe. And last but not least, the 2020 Hell Survivors Monster Game. July 24th and 26th, too.
Very good.
Oh, and probably the 25th.
Chris Pringle says DEFCON 3 at Blast Camp. Join blue. Very good.
Or red.
Nope.
Or red.
Nope,
We don't have a poster
nope,
with their logo on
nope.
it. So.
You want it red on the show, you got to send in a poster. Send it
Very
to
good.
Todd's personal Facebook page.
By the way, just before the show, we had
Or
an
show at
invite
beyondthebunker.com.
given to us by Hanu for Hawaii. Living Legends Hawaii. If we want to go, he'll help us out, take care of us. I said that I appreciate the offer, but we'll chat about it. But
What are you, stupid?
all we got to do is get ourselves there.
Main Island?
Main Island.
I don't want to go.
Was there rum involved in the deal at all?
Is there poi?
Pugu.
And Don
Pogu.
Ho, will he be serenading me?
What the heck are you two talking about?
I don't think Don Ho's not alive, is he?
Google it.
Juju
I'm not
it.
going unless he's alive.
What's his
I
name?
think you're not going. Don Ho.
Tiny bubbles.
How do you spell it?
I want to get one of those guitars.
H-O?
H-O?
Yeah.
How many other... no, it has a silent S-K-Y
Hang on
the
a second. He passed away in 2007.
I can't go. Don Ho's dead. I didn't know.
Yeah.
He was born in 1930. He's older than Joe.
No, he's dead.
What's
Or he
going
was
on?
older than Joe.
Yes, he was. Not that old.
So, yeah, Jessica Cortez, Hawaii Legends 2021. But no, we want to go to 2020.
I don't know if we can go to Hawaii Legends and bring that legend name down low.
Yeah, Hawaii Legends and a couple other guys.
We were like Hawaiian Legends and 4 other guys.
Did they have fried chicken in Hawaii?
So, Jessica.
Oh,
I
that's a
know-
good question.
We just
Pig on
found
a
out.
spit.
We just found out that Don Ho passed away. But
know
can you
filthy
please
swine.
let me know? Is
Not
there still
skinny
is there still
Yancy.
poi? Is there still poi?
What the hell is Poi?
Yeah. Yeah, Living Legend was a great event. Joe and I had been to at least 2,
2 or 3.
if not more. We went to
In
the one that
Juliet.
PSP was there. Was it the PSP or was it NXL?
Oh, it
I
was
mean
NPPL. We did both. Because we did the one and all the tents. The NX.
I want to say it was the PSP now that I'm thinking about it.
All the tents blew away, but we were there for the NXL.
Can you imagine an event, guys,
NPPL.
where you have the PSP, which today's equivalent NXL, and Living Legends, which is the equivalent of like the super game. Like, well, Living Legend was nothing. It was thousands of people. I shouldn't compare it to anything. So you had both those tournaments happening at the same venue. It was pretty
pretty
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
then-
sounds like it was neat, but
That
you
was
weren't
at-
invited.
Now that was at Living
You
Legends.
weren't even born.
Now Gavin's been to Challenge Park rather.
Yep.
Matt, you were at Challenge Park, right? Weren't you? You didn't go?
no.
Never
You were
made it to
invited.
Challenge
I was
Park.
never invited.
My
Yeah.
name was never on the poster.
Challenge
So,
Park,
Okay,
I
so it was
couldn't go.
NPPL was at Living Legends 5.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the one
Lisa-
Weeze was at.
Lisa Weber in the chat says Hawaii has chickens running around. That's cool, Lisa, but are they fried by Gus's?
And you throw them in a volcano. Eat them. They're
Volcano
barbecued.
fried chicken.
Chicken only counts if
Martina.
it's fried by Gus's.
Volcano fried chicken. That'd be kind of cool. It's a little rough.
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Special shoes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so according to my clock, it is time to cut you guys off on Facebook. We're going to end this program, and we're going to say goodbye to you guys on Facebook as well as on the RTF Radio Network. Thank you for listening to us in syndication. We are going to say goodbye to all you guys. If you're listening to us on any other medium, albeit YouTube or on our podcast, stay tuned, guys. We're going to go right into our podcast extra. If you want to know how to be a part of that, guys, download our podcast, or if you're watching us live on Facebook right now, go over to YouTube and find us.
Oh.
Yeah. Gavin, thanks for being on the program.
Wonderful to be here, folks. Make sure you download the podcast so you can hear what we're going to talk about regarding extravaganza.
That's right. Joe Kimson from Flaggers Paintball.
Thanks for tuning in. If you're free tomorrow night, come out to the indoor for some Hitman Air Power time trials. And Sunday is Red Dawn 15 at Flaggers Outdoor, our annual winter game. This is our version of, this is the opening season. It's like our Paintball's Daytona 500.
Yeah. Josh Zubizabrickus.
Yes, thank you all for watching. Special shout out goes to those who liked and not only liked, but liked and shared the show.
Or started a watch party.
Or start a watch party, or hit us up on YouTube, Instagram, and download the podcast.
Well-
It's all well and great. To the rest of you freeloaders,
You're dead to us.
Get a job.
You're dead to us.
Well,
Get
what
a
about
job.
Donnie? Donnie
Dead to
says,
us.
goodbye, guys. First-time viewer. Thanks for being awesome. No, thank you, Donnie, for being
Don.
awesome. And B. Young says, in capital letters, thank you, Matt.
You're very welcome.
Bill Barnes says,
She
we're
also said
scary on a
hashtag no fun.
60-inch TV.
What are you guys looking at?
Yeah.
The chat form.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
I didn't see any
Ivonsky
of
says,
that.
extravaganza.
Refresh.
B. Young says, bye.
Bye.
Awesome, guys. Thank you very much for listening. If you guys are listening to us on our podcast, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't be a freeloader. If you liked what you hear, make sure to hit the share button below. Also follow us on our social media outlets like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, ICQ, and now MySpace. If you want to join the conversation, post your comments and we might read them on the show.
It was up and down.
Like Memphis?
You guys are making your reads, and then I had already seen them a while ago.
I thought you were talking earlier. You said, "Okay, we're going to cut you off." I thought you were talking about me. I was going
Yeah.
to say, now we're going to have a fight.
Okay, Gavin and I love cutting you off. It's like we talk about it off the air.
Yeah.
That's why I brought my own rum from home this week.
Like you see me checking my phone all the time. It's like Todd texting me, cut him off right now.
Yeah, now.
Hide the Pims. We haven't had Pims in a while.
We haven't. I got to get to the liquor stores. What I want to do is
Lick him
I want to
too.
get some. I want to get some
All we
Pims.
got is a
I want to
captain
get some
wearing a
Oktoberfest beer. Is that what it's called?
They have more
Fast
of this.
beer?
They have
No.
more of this at the beer store.
Oh, good. I want to get some
awful.
more
Why would you buy that?
What the-
because it's
not bad.
delicious.
Gin and cucumber?
It's not bad.
At the beer store?
No, liquor store.
Okay, because the only place I didn't check. Oh, so the only place that had them was the LCBO in
The
Preston,
Preston liquor store has
and they
those.
had like a handful left that I didn't buy because I bought 2 solid cases. But
You know what they had today? Spiced rum.
everything you looked
And a
at.
lot of it.
nice.
That's what they had. That's a big seller in Preston.
Okay, no, sorry. Speaking of liquor store. Okay, so we went to the Memphis liquor store, and this thing is like, what, 40 feet wide? And you walk inside, and it's all, it's like a glass window, like out of a television show. You can't walk amongst the bottles like you can here at our liquor store. But everything is in this glass wide, and there's these little drop trays where, like, when you buy the booze, they slide it down the tray to you. But in the window was miniature bottles of nearly everything they had in the back. And we spent, what, a good 20 minutes there?
So yeah.
Just looking at them, oh, look at this one. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at this one. And then we're laughing like, the only thing they don't sell is condoms. And Matt's like,
Yeah, but they had they had like individual condoms taped up. I'm not
Yes.
talking used condoms,
you buy
but
condoms by the
I'm
single.
like, geez, you can get singles, you can get a.
But in case you didn't know what they were, they ripped them, took them out of the package, and draped them and taped them.
They also, if you also bought a fresh one, they came stapled to the receipt.
You can get a 40 on malt liquor and a stapled condom to your receipt.
Okay, okay, Gus's Fried Chicken. Awesome restaurant, right? All agreed?
All
Agreed.
Yeah.
What was a 40 of Miller Lite?
$5.
It's like
It
$5.
was less than $5.
And so we were joking. If you're listening to us from the United States of America, we have
we
very
live now?
very strict. Yes.
Oh, nice.
We're still live on YouTube.
Okay, we have very
You've been reading
strict.
your phone the whole
We
time.
have very strict alcohol
What are you
laws,
doing?
so you would not be able to have 40
Liquor shall like
ounces.
it.
40 ounces served to an individual person, let alone everybody gets their own 40 ounce.
Here, that would be called a pitcher, and you'd need 4 glasses
They
to
would-
share
yeah.
with your friends. Like, screw you, I'm not sharing with
So
Gavin.
anything over 20 ounces, you have to have an additional glass. So,
You know what?
That's why I
Tomorrow?
have 2 hands.
Tomorrow, I'm calling Fordsy. I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, let's change this.
So that
Would also be like $32 worth of beer, not $5.
okay. So this was my first extravaganza trip with you, gentlemen, and I now get it. I get why the focal point of all entertainment is around food.
Yeah.
Why?
Slow clap.
It's true. So all this time, I'm
He
rolling
gets
my,
it.
I'm rolling
Gets
my
it.
eyes. I am so angry. Can we move past food? But given the time crunch and how rigid the schedule is, it allows very little time for downtime and flexibility to do anything fun.
Yeah.
So all you can do is look forward to the next great meal. And I have to say, there were exceptional meals in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep. And even you go around to the other booths, around breakfast time, around lunchtime, and everything like that. We went to Eclipse, and we went to Sherry, right? That's her actual name, not Cheryl.
No,
Sherry.
Cindy.
Cindy.
I screwed it
You
up
shouldn't
already.
have said it. You shouldn't have corrected him.
So Cindy was actually, on her
Sydney.
app. Cindy. Jeez. Okay, so the girl at the Planet Eclipse booth, who I've met multiple times, is a super nice lady, had actually ordered Starbucks that morning on Uber Eats. And then we went by the Exalt booth later on, and they were eating some amazing, like, spicy fried chicken from
Somewhere.
I don't remember where it was, but
was
it
good.
was it was great. But like, just like everybody that goes is centered around food. And the unfortunate part for Gavin is there was no Jackson's. But the fortunate part about Gavin is we got to both have Gus's fried chicken
Two
twice.
nights.
Yeah.
And Corky's, which the dry ribs, oh my.
Fantastic.
Oh.
So, for anybody that did not attend Extravaganza, it was in a less desirable neighborhood. So it was really challenging, and you would certainly roll the dice if you left the hotel. So,
as per the 8-foot-high security fence,
security
all
and
around the
every
hotel.
Uber driver that we took was like, "Holy shit, guys, what are you doing here?" But yeah, so people ordering food in, you couldn't leave. The weather was horrible. Not that that's the fault of the producers or anything like that.
It was rainy.
Yeah, it was rainy. It was cold, so you couldn't
It
really
even
walk around. You
snowed
couldn't,
one
yeah,
morning.
you couldn't do a whole lot. So you know what? The highlight of I think everybody's trip there was what kind of delicious victuals can we get brought
we
to us.
told-
And not only
we
that,
told
like
a lot of-
breakfast was okay.
Breakfast
was. It wasn't
good.
bad
And
at
the
all.
Remember, we had the lunch was good.
And it
the
didn't
buffet
cost.
lunch.
It didn't cost a kidney and a right
Yeah, like
finger.
in
DC,
DC.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, that
All
was
right, so we
ridiculous.
talked about Gus's fried chicken that we hit
Fried
twice because it was so
chicken.
good.
Corky's.
Corky's, which was exceptional.
The
The dry ribs.
Oh
and,
my goodness!
And
The beans. The beans
the
at
beans
Corky's
were good.
phenomenal.
So my tradition for my trips to America still intact. I had grits one morning for breakfast, and for the first time ever, only after seeing the movie and I had to order it, fried green tomatoes.
Did you have it?
I had fried green tomatoes and I had fried okra as well at Corky's.
Was it
No,
good?
No.
that was at Gus's.
Augustus,
Oh,
I
it was
had.
Gus's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Did you-
had
the fried green tomatoes were good.
they were good. They were fantastic.
I had collard greens, which is
Collard greens were
collard green which is good. I had that, and I had the green beans were good.
All right, so we got the food talk out of the way.
No, we didn't.
No?
It's got
What else
more.
we?
It's not even over yet.
Tip
Okay,
the
so
iceberg.
let's talk a little bit about what the hell we saw. I know we did 2 shows in Memphis on the floor, the showroom floor. What really freaking wowed you about Extravaganza?
Hands down, absolute favorite. The 15 cubic inch tank from First Strike at 4,500 psi.
Yeah, 1545.
That is 100% a game changer for anybody who's playing mag-fed paintball and using an air through stock.
So now
That changes
Now
everything.
the price point for that is a little steep, but I don't think that's going to deter any mag-fed player.
I
who
think
is
it
serious
was-
about it. It's $219 US, which is about what?
It's gonna be
300
about
Canadian.
$300
300
Canadian.
Canadian.
But
For-
300 Canadian, I will buy one.
No, for sure. For a 15 cubic inch tank, that's a little steep considering you can get other tanks significantly cheaper than that. But I think you're right. For the MagFed enthusiast who has invested a lot of money into their kit, that is definitely going to be a popular item.
But like right now, if you use TMC and using a 13 cubic inch tank, you're going to start getting drop off at about mag number 6. Mag number 7, you're going to be shooting about 20 feet in front of you.
You're easily squeezing 10 mags off of this.
Yeah, once you squeeze up into there, you're looking at about 200 rounds to 230 rounds before you even start to see a drop off.
So I do want to do a quick couple of tip of my hats for who really knocked it out of the park for the trade show. Planet Eclipse killed it. Best freaking booth
Yes.
and setup, and having enough staff to answer enthusiastically, and were engaged with everybody that walked through their booth. Planet Eclipse killed it. I thought GI did a fantastic job as well.
Stormer.
And Stormer, and last but not least, Virtue. I was really impressed with the care and the engagement that Virtue had. So, top 3, Planet Eclipse killed it. Still my number 1, GI and Virtue.
I have to say, I'm kind of half insulted with Planet Eclipse, but also very proud of them in the same vein. We walked into Planet Eclipse, and I didn't really know there was going to be anything. I mean, I knew there was talk of a CS2, which I knew wasn't going to happen. But we walked into the booth, and we were hit
LV2.
with... What's that?
CS2s exist. LV2.
No, CS...
You don't know.
LV, whatever, the new LV one.
LV2.
The
Whatever.
LV2, that's what I meant to say. So
Todd was looking for the MG200.
we walked in there, and I said, hello, Sid Neat. What do you got that's new? And she showed me the barrel.
Well, she rolled her eyes
the
first.
Quake, yes.
She rolled her eyes because the Uber Starbucks had not arrived yet.
So she showed me the barrel. She showed me the continuous mag, and I was like, "That's awesome." And then
Just wait, there's
she showed
more.
me the PAL system, the new
Yes, we didn't
updated
really
PAL
talk about that,
system.
yeah.
No, we did not.
Oh, yeah. we forgot
And
about that.
and then she goes, "Oh, did you see our new guns?" I'm like, what? I had no idea. So she walked around front because we came in through the back
Todd
side.
missed the big, gigantic.
Well, we came in
There
from
was
the
so,
back
but there was
side.
so much to see. They had so many offerings.
Yeah,
They did, actually.
yeah.
That's true.
And then she showed me the guns, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And yeah, so that was the star of the
Now-
show. I mean, there was some juicy tidbits at GI which we can't talk about. There was
There's a lot of stuff at GI we weren't allowed to talk about.
No,
Stuff that's
we
coming.
saw it. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Some of it's
Yeah, I
pretty
saw it
neat.
too.
It's
They're
coming
neat.
in.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the barrel that
The
was
Quake
at
barrel?
Planet Eclipse, is that in collaboration with, or a Karmatech barrel?
No, I believe it's.
Is that-
No.
I think it's a proprietary Planet barrel.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So pretty excited.
well, look at me not listening.
It's
First
pr- it's
Strike had a
pronounced
great
listening.
booth, too.
Yeah,
And some of the little companies, too, some of the laser tag
Oh, that hurt.
with the actual, like physical feedback. So Matt and I got to play with it on level 1, and I would not go. It can go up to 4.
No way that was
It can-
level
Yeah,
1.
it was level 1. It can go up to 4 levels. I would not tolerate anything beyond level 1. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna
did Matt not come clean? He cranked it when you weren't looking.
No, like the guy set it up. Like I can't imagine.
think that does-
and I did see.
there we go.
I did see other video of people moving all the way up the levels. There's no way I would do that. I thought that was pretty neat. And the jelly blaster, the jelly ball, I thought was interesting.
So the jelly
concept.
ball was great, and they were like, "I'm going to shoot you at close range because it really doesn't hurt." And the first shot they caught me was on the inside of the palm, just by the knuckle pad there, and it stunk like a bitch.
did,
I'm not
it
going to
did.
lie to you. I'm like,
What are you
"Ouch,
talking
what
about?"
Are you talking about? And then I backed up about 2 feet because this was at point blank. It was within probably 2 feet. I backed up, so I was about 6 feet away, and he got me in the sort of the sternum area of the chest, and I barely felt
Yeah.
anything at that point. But on
He
the
shot
bare
me
skin of
point
the
blank
knuckle,
in the hand, and I was like, "This is nothing."
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
When you compare it to 50 cal,
No, for sure. But
68 or
I was expecting
airsoft.
I was expecting less of an impact, but you could actually feel that sting. So I would imagine the littler folk that you may get some tears.
the youngins.
The youngins.
But it's not as intimidating either.
No. It looks like a
Which is-
toy,
which is
right?
nice,
And
yeah.
the projectiles are really, really tiny. It doesn't leave a splat. But it was interesting. So it was something I was not anticipating being at the show. So I was intrigued, and I think I brought everybody over to take a look at it as well. And I really appreciate Tanks for showing that as well. So that was good.
cool.
Yeah.
The
le-
thing I was thinking about it too is when we left. The same thing that we at the laser tag booth with the shocker was when you get playing, your adrenaline starts going. You need a little bit of something to let you know you've been hit, right? Which is why the jelly
Yeah.
ball is,
Yeah.
I think, perfect.
Yeah. Big letdown for me. I knew the tanks were going to be there, and then I kind of looked at them, and they're really hokey. It's like a garden tractor
yeah,
with
yeah,
Yeah.
No, I don't think
$1
we-
million dollar
Yeah, we didn't
tread.
shoot any
they
video
were
of it.
14
No.
grand.
No way.
No.
And
14 American.
Yeah, I know they sold
Well-
they sold a few at the show. I looked at it. I didn't even want to do a video on it. It just it wasn't worth.
If you're
So
looking for a
here's-
yard trimmer, if you take the shroud off and put a deck underneath it, you've got a nice riding lawnmower. But 14 grand, I don't know.
The thing I think it was missing was it was neat, it was cool, it was missing a wow. And
Yeah.
I think if they reconfigured the shell that goes over top,
It's just fiberglass.
Yeah.
or made it look
Paintball would just
exactly
break right through it.
It's fiberglass. You can do tons of stuff with that. And they kind of made it out of this like kind of semi-rounded kind of.
You all have those-
It was like so close, but
Yeah.
you missed the last.
But you have all those
10%.
places that, okay, when you go to like I call it Princess Auto, but there might be places in your town that sell like ATVs and sporting equipment, but they sell the low end knockoff stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where you'd expect to see
Yep.
this tank. And
Gus's backyard toys.
And I mean, okay, I'm really ridiculing it right now, but it was pretty hokey. If you're gonna
And for that price point,
Yeah.
what are you kidding me?
now, I did see an ad with
But if
6
you
of those
bought more than
tanks.
10, you got a discount.
Yeah. But we saw an ad with 6 of those tanks, and guys were like, they would rent them out, and people could play against each other. That was kind of cool, but they're still pretty hokey.
I think so.
Yeah.
You can buy like a Prius, like 4 Priuses.
You said it wrong. It's Prius.
Yeah, like-
Comes with the
Come
list.
on.
Comes with the list
Okay.
built in.
So it
Yeah.
sounds a great product, so I'm really excited about what 2020 is going to look like this season with products and innovation and innovative products. But just a slight aside, as a Canadian, I really enjoyed the Maple Leaf meeting where they had field owners and employees getting together and talking about. So for me, a little zen-like, a single tear rolled down my cheek. So from moving past the competitor and looking at how we can collaborate and grow the sport together. So I really appreciated that. I really appreciated the candid conversations. So if you are a field owner, make sure you get Extravaganza 2021. And if you're a Canadian, make sure you get there as well, because there's separate meetings that speak specifically to each market. And it's great to be able to sit down with those people that you are competing with and talk about how we can grow it together, because we
Right.
all benefit if we're focus on a little slice of the pie and look at the whole pie or the whole pie operation and how we can continue to grow and thrive as a sport. So I really appreciated that conversation. I really appreciated everybody around that table. And George, thank you so much for the Saskatoon berry liqueur that started off the meeting on a good foot.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually really liked that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he
Now-
said one of his friends owns a distillery that makes it, but this is one that won the top something.
But I
Now I'm
real-
kind of sorry I missed it.
Yeah, but I really want to emphasize how important that dialogue was, how important those relationships were when you sit down as, again, not as competitors, but as collaborators, how we can continue to grow and move the sport forward, because it sounds like at least it has to be at the field level, because that is what the industry is requesting us to do, right? To grow it at the grassroots level. So how can you get all these little people around the table with the same goal in mind about how we can bring more people into the sport? So,
Yeah.
anyway,
And
that was my moment. But I certainly appreciated the whole week simply because of meetings such as that.
It was a nice soapbox.
And soapbox, but one more time on air. Congratulations, Joseph P. Kimpson, on 35 freaking years in this industry.
Thanks, guys.
One
No,
of
like
very, very few fields in the world
So for a
to be plus 35
So
years.
for a sport that's only 40 years old next year, for you to get in, you and 2 other folks who were present at the extravaganza, who have been thriving within this industry and continue to grow and introduce new people to the sport, kudos to you. I tip my hat. Congratulations. That's a great feat, not only for the sport of like a business in paintball, but a business in general in this economy. So congratulations to you and to Todd for a tremendous effort for growing the sport.
Less Todd,
Less Todd,
more
more
Joe.
Joe. But yes,
More Joe.
Well, I couldn't have done it without everybody in this room either, right? So it's just not.
and I'm sitting
What
here.
has Matt Mondu done?
I'm sitting here staring at.
Matt's done
A
lots.
lot.
Yeah.
Matt has consumed an ungodly amount of rye.
But I'm sitting
Body
here.
weight.
I'm sitting here staring at your award, Joseph, and I don't want to joke about it. It really is.
Is
Quite
it here? Oh, it is.
It's on the
Yes,
desk.
quite an achievement, quite an
didn't
accomplishment,
see it.
and I'm sincerely grateful for you for starting Flag Raiders, because everybody I'm closest to in my life are sitting in this room,
Yes.
which is sad and unfortunate.
me.
Yes, and Todd's along for the ride as well. So
Just
You
just
have-
imagine if Joe didn't have this project as a college project, how much free money we'd all have.
Yeah, really, eh?
I'd be spending it on hookers and Cheetos.
Yeah.
At
You'd be
the
a
same
snooker
time.
champion.
Probably.
No,
Well.
but congratulations, Joseph.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
Gavin. It's much appreciated.
All right.
And,
Now,
that's
too-
something a friend of the show, Simon Steven, always says, who's creator of some very cool stuff in paintball that a lot of people don't know about. If you've ever owned anything from Empire, Simon has typically had a hand in designing it and developing it and getting it to a final project. He always talks about how important extravaganza is to the industry, and this is the first year I'd say that I've actually seen exactly how important it is to what we all do and how we all participate to this. And he wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a good thing because he was very, very busy doing exactly what Simon does, which is a good thing for everybody and for the industry. So,
yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to end this now. We are way over time, but that is okay. Thank you guys. If you guys are listening to us on our podcast, thank you very much for checking us out. Do head over to iTunes and rate us. That would be fantastic. And what I mean by rate us is only 5 stars. If you have any intention on going lower than that, just save yourself the effort.
If you bring that Bush League 4-star shit, we will find you.
And next week, we're going to talk about the highlight of my trip, how Todd pre-negotiates a 5-star rating with his Uber driver.
Yes. Hey, I still have a 5-star rating.
5-star?
Tune in next week about his technique.
Farewell, guys. We'll see you next week.